Hello ladies and gentlemen, Max here and welcome back to yet another episode of the GC Informer. As I'm sure you know, yesterday was the Game Awards, the Jeff Keighley show that happens every year and shows off a whole bunch of different gaming news, gaming reveals, Game of the Year awards and all that sort of stuff. So this is going to be a shorter episode that just kind of goes over all the big reveals and awards and stuff from the show. So let's get right into it. First up is the big thing that everyone has been waiting for. We saw 8 minutes of new Death Stranding trailer footage. Now, there wasn't any gameplay shown, however, the footage that was shown was in-engine stuff. It's in the Decima engine. The game is going to be on PS4, which we knew. And we didn't get a whole lot of answers, we really just got a lot more questions. But to quickly summarize it, we see Norman Reedus' character with some other characters, and they're all being absorbed by some sort of black monster from the ground. It's kind of eating them alive. And it seems like they're trying to protect this baby that's in some sort of containment. Then there's this giant humanoid figure that kind of pops up, and there's a big white flash, and then you see the baby suddenly inside Norman Reedus' chest. The camera goes down his throat and you literally see the baby inside of him. And then after that there's a voiceover of him looking out into a big crater and talking about there basically being a second Big Bang. So while we have a lot more to go off of, we don't really know what any of it means. It's definitely intriguing though, and of course we're looking forward to more. Also very exciting is From Software revealed a short teaser for their new game. The trailer is called Shadows Die Twice, and while we don't have a name for the game yet, it's believed to be a Bloodborne sequel. They did say they're done with the Dark Souls series for now, so we know that it's not something like that, but the trailer is extremely similar to the aesthetic and kind of art style that Bloodborne brings with it, so chances are very high that this is a Bloodborne 2. Nintendo showed up and they revealed a Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild DLC that's available now, and it includes Link being able to ride a motorcycle, which is interesting, but the really big news from them is that Bayonetta 1 and 2 are being ported over to the Switch. Not only that, but Bayonetta 3 is now in development, which is amazing because as you probably know, Bayonetta 1 was a multi-platform release, whereas the second game was only available on Wii U. Nintendo got publishing rights for it, so it's only available on that console, which is kind of a shame because not a lot of people bought the Wii U. But since the Switch is doing amazing, it only makes sense that they ported over the first two games, and it's really surprising to see a third game since the second one didn't sell too well, even though it did extremely well critically. However, like I said, with the success of the Switch, it makes a lot of sense that Bayonetta 3 is coming to it because people will actually jump onto the series, hopefully, this time around. Soul Calibur 6 was announced. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds got a release date on December 20th. This will be the 1.0 version of the game. And it was also announced that a new desert map is now available on test servers and will be coming to the Xbox One version of the game in early 2018. Sea of Thieves got a release date for March 20th, 2018. The next game from Hazelight, the developers of Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, A Way Out, will be released on March 23rd, 2018 for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is kind of a co-op prison break game. It was revealed a little bit ago and it looks pretty interesting, but it's an EA game, so who knows if they'll actually end up screwing this up somehow. We'll have to wait and see. We saw some Metro Exodus footage, and also a game based on the popular book and movie World War Z was revealed. We only saw a trailer, but it looks really interesting. We only saw a trailer, and the trailer looks exactly like you'd expect World War Z to be, just hordes and hordes of zombies just running through cities and stuff, so we don't know much about what the gameplay will be like, but it's really cool that we know this is in development. This could be something really cool. Fortnite's Battle Royale got a 50 versus 50 mode that is now available and will be available through to Sunday, December 17th. Now on to the awards. I'm only going to talk about the bigger awards here. So Game of the Year was Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now this is great because there was a lot of uproar about PUBG actually being one of the nominees. Nominees for Game of the Year were Zelda, Mario Odyssey, PUBG, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Honestly, all 4 of those single-player games had a chance to win. PUBG was kind of the only outlier, but I don't think anyone's very surprised to see Zelda winning. Zelda also won Best Game Direction. Best Narrative was the indie game What Remains of Edith Finch. Art Direction was Cuphead. Best Score and Music was Nier Automata, which is a well-deserved award. Audio Design was Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, as well as Best Performance by Melina Jurgens, I believe it's pronounced. She played Senua in the game. Best Ongoing Game was Overwatch. Best Indie Game was Cuphead. Mobile Game Monument Valley 2. Handheld Game was Metroid Samus Returns. Best VR and AR Game was Resident Evil 7. Action Game Wolfenstein 2, well-deserved award if I do say so myself. Action Adventure Game was Legend of Zelda. Best Role-Playing Game Persona 5. Best Fighting Game Injustice 2, also well-deserved. Best Family Game Super Mario Odyssey. Best Strategy Game Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So you can see Nintendo is just nabbing so many of these awards. They've really killed it with the Switch this year. Most anticipated game was Last of Us Part 2. Wow, that beat out Death Stranding. Don't worry, Death Stranding will probably win next year because we all know this game isn't coming for a while. You know, this is really interesting because although a lot of people loved Horizon Zero Dawn, this game did not win any awards. And Mario also only won Best Family Game. Nintendo kind of beat themselves with Zelda here. This is actually really interesting to see. This is really interesting because games like Horizon Zero Dawn or Persona 5 would have swept Game of the Year in previous award years, but this year was so filled with absolutely incredible games that it was so hard to pick which would have won Game of the Year. It was really hard to predict that. That's cool. That doesn't happen often, where 4 of the 5 titles are viable titles for Game of the Year. Usually they're kind of just thrown in there, but you all kind of know which one is going to win, you know? I think a lot of people were leaning more towards Mario and Persona than they were Zelda. Obviously there was a big Zelda crew as well, but you know, the games industry kind of has a big boner for Mario, and Persona 5 is just absolutely incredible. But it's great to see Nintendo winning Game of the Year with Zelda. One of the original gaming franchises is back on top. Anyways, folks, that's about it for today's episode of the GC Informer. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to comment your thoughts on these awards down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for more Gamecast content, and I'll see y'all soon.